Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And today I have with me another diamond in the rough. His name is Joe Moore. He is an offensive lineman out of the University of Richmond. So nice to meet you, buddy.
Hey, good to meet you. Good to be here.
Yeah, so Richmond, great quality school in Virginia there and in the CAA. So before we get to talking about you and your and you playing for Richmond, tell us where you're from. What town are you from, and how did you ultimately get there to Richmond?
Yeah, so I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I played at Christ Presbyterian Academy. It's a small private school in right in Nashville. I played there under head coach Ingle Martin, and coming out of high school, I was pretty heavily recruited, just mostly on the FCS level. Had a pretty big interest from West Point and Navy, and then Richmond were probably my top three. To be honest, at the beginning, I didn't know a whole lot about Richmond until one day Sparky Woods, an old coach on the staff, he's an old running backs coach, came to campus, talked to him for a little bit, and then a couple weeks later, he called me with an offer. I went up and visited, fell in love, and I've been there my whole career. I redshirted as a freshman, and my freshman year was that first year that they instituted the 4-game rule. So I was fortunate enough to play in 4 games then. And then from my sophomore year until now, I've been starting at right tackle for Richmond.
Cool. So playing right tackle there. Let's take a step back there. Again, you being in like the Franklin, Nashville area there in Tennessee. I was reading somewhere a little bit that you actually played some other sports in your high school days. Can you share that if you don't mind?
Yeah, so kind of growing up, honestly, through middle school and early high school, I thought I was going to be a baseball guy, and then I hit a little bit of a growth spurt, got a little big to be playing catcher, and I kind of gave that up to focus on football. And then in the winter, I threw disc and shot put for the track team.
Cool. So I guess the question now is why football, man? What makes you really enjoy this game so much?
Honestly, it's kind of I've played it my whole life. Started when I was 5, playing little contact football, and then I kind of at first I didn't care for it too much, and it turned to just playing flag football, and from flag football on to middle school, high school, and it just kind of became something I was like really good at and passionate about, and I just enjoy like in my free time watching film, kind of watching NFL guys, and just it's something I really like to do, and I'm pretty good at it. So, and I like to keep perfecting my craft and just pushing myself, and it gives me that kind of like an outlet to kind of like get all my stresses and forget about anxieties or anything else that I got going on. And I can just think about football.
Sure, man. We all need our outlets, whether as long as it's productive,
Yes, sir.
as long as we're not hurting anybody off the field, I think we're good. So, again, found your way there to Richmond. Tell me just a little bit more about Richmond, man. Why is it so special to you?
Man, it's a special place for sure. It's pretty small, so it's only like 3,000 people, which kind of gives me a little closer group of like friends and whatnot. And since I've been here, I've made best friends of my life. Honestly, my teammates, I love all of them. Like I don't have a problem with any of my teammates. I love all of them. They're all my brothers. And then on top of that, like we've always kind of, for the most part, been in a position where we've been on the edge in recent years, but playing pretty high level football, and it's just kind of gotten better every year that I've seen, and it gives me a shot. As I've had former teammates go to the NFL, USFL, I know that gives me a shot. And then also it's a great academics, and the alumni network is great for post football looking for other jobs.
Yeah, so I mean, as you said, I mean, if people don't know about Colonial Athletic football, CAA football, you guys are in a very competitive conference where, and I'll be outright and I'll just say it, I feel like anybody could take home that title. And hopefully this year it'll be you guys. We'll see what happens. But I know that you guys have had obviously a little bit of turnover. You've kind of turned over a new leaf, brought in some new people. Talk to me about your guys' offense these days and what that's looking like.
Yeah, so we during the offseason, we brought in a new offensive coordinator, Coach Kosh he came from VMI, and he brought with him his quarterback, Reese Udinsky, and his wide receiver, All-American wide receiver, Jake Harris. And the three of them together, they've kind of helped put it together, man. I'm seeing a lot from this offense that, like, I haven't really seen from Richmond in the past. Coach Kosh's offense is real high tempo. We're gonna run a play, get lined up, and we're trying to snap the ball before the defense even lines back up. We've got a real strong run game, but also with Reese back there, he's very veteran quarterback. He knows what he's doing. He makes great decisions, and he's always going to just put the ball in the right spot.
So are you guys going to be passing the ball a whole lot more this go around? Is that kind of your your best guess as this upcoming season?
I mean, honestly, we could kind of do anything really, like, because a lot of our plays it's a lot of RPOs, so we can hand it, run it, and just both our run game and our passing game is really strong this year. We've got a pretty experienced O-line up front. I'm pretty sure most of us have started 2-3 years. And then our running backs, Aaron Dykes and Savon Smith. Aaron Dykes is in my class. We've been played just about the same amount of football, and he's very good as well. And so I think we can really kind of do whatever we want when we're out there.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, Aaron Dykes is one of these guys who you could hand the ball off to, and you could see him, sprinting down the field for like a 50-yard gain at any given time. So I know he's a very exciting player. Let's turn our focus to you. Again, like you said, I mean, started there on the offensive line at the right tackle position. Has that kind of been your only spot? I mean, have you moved around at all in your career?
No, sir. I've pretty much primarily played right tackle. Because when I came in, we had playing left tackle Tim Coleman. He transferred in from Furman as a freshman All-American. He's currently in the USFL. So he's a great, terrific player. So I wasn't really kind of trying to come in and like move him around or anything. I've played guard a little bit in practice here and there, but again, we've also had in Cade Sawyers and Ryan Cole solid guards. So I've kind of just been able to spend my time perfecting that right tackle position.
Well, hey, I mean, you're put out wherever the coach needs you to play. So right now it's right tackle. Obviously, like you said, training a little bit, at that guard position, which, you may end up having to transition to the next level. I don't know if people have been telling you that, but it is possible for you to play both of those positions. What do you feel separates you as a prospect? I mean, is it that little tweak there that you can, maybe flip to, two different positions, or is it something else? What do you feel separates you and what do you think is one of your better attributes?
Yeah, that definitely helps. My versatility, kind of being able to play guard, tackle, even go left or right, that definitely helps. But one of the main factors for me is probably my experience. Like I said, this will be my 5th year of playing games, 4th year as a starter. So I've seen a lot of football. I've seen a lot of different fronts, kind of gotten that swing of the game that you don't really get from necessarily just playing 1 or 2 seasons. And then on top of that, I'd say my finishing ability and just kind of had the way I finish plays and don't really give up, even if like the ball's away or something's kind of happening. Like I'm gonna be gritty. I'm gonna get in there.
Gotcha. Definitely got to finish. Definitely got to play to the whistle. Sometimes people play just a smidge beyond that whistle. I think that's what a lot of people do. But of course, again, like you said, one of the more experienced guys out there for your offensive line. Obviously, as a kid growing up watching this game, you got to have some role models. You got to be a fan of some guys. Who are you a big fan of growing up, either at your position or otherwise?
So at my position, my favorite player is definitely Trent Williams. I like the way he plays. I think there's a few aspects of his game that I try and model after, and I think are kind of similar. Also, he's definitely got to be like the swaggiest offensive lineman out there. So got to take some fashion tips from him. But another player that I've always kind of looked up to is growing up. My family are big New England Patriots fans, so I kind of grew up watching Tom Brady, and he gotta love the GOAT. So he's another guy I respect. And then being from Tennessee, Titans guy, I love. It's unfortunate now, but I love me some AJ Brown.
Yeah, hey, it's okay, man. I mean, you gotta you're always a fan, sometimes like it doesn't always work out, but hey, I completely understand your situation, and maybe feeling a little harsh on my end as is, but it's fine. Um but obviously been there for a while at Richmond. What is like your most I guess some of your best memories so far? Tell me about maybe one of your highlights.
Uh, Two right off the bat would got to be this past season, putting up 50 points against Delaware. Delaware, we kind of got a little bit of a rivalry with them. We call it Delaware when we play them. That's always been a fun game, and last year they've gotten the best of us in years past, and that one felt good last year. And then my second favorite memory would have to be the New Hampshire game this past year. It was coming off of like a 5-game losing streak. I think we were really down in the dumps, and that kind of game was a turnaround game for our season. The whole team kind of like really came together. We were firing on all units. It was raining a little bit. It was just a real fun experience, fun game.
Great. So obviously the goal this season is to not endure that sort of stretch that you had talked about there. But what are your personal goals? What are you trying to accomplish this season?
Man, this season I'm trying to just keep perfecting my craft and just do my thing and go out and show that I'm one of the best tackles in FCS. And my end goal is to play this season and get to not have to use that 6 year of eligibility, but start training for the draft.
Sure, man. So obviously, again, one of these guys who feel like a lot of people need to know, playing that right tackle spot, maybe moving in a little bit, playing some guard. So definitely very interesting. I do want to take a moment. I want to step off the football field a little bit. Know who this guy is in Joe Moore. Very interesting. When I first looked you up, I'm like, this guy's last name is spelled a little weird. And so I had to double check a little time, a couple times to see if it was like, correct. But obviously, yes, More, which is
Yes, sir.
more. But tell me something else about yourself that maybe not a lot of people know. Something interesting, fun, hobbies, or whatever.
Well, before I say any hobbies, I got a little bit interesting story about like the Moore spelling of my name. It was actually my great grandfather. He came over from Italy. It was originally More with like an accent over the E.
Ah,
And when he got here to America, they took the accent off to make it sound more American. So that's why it's not the double O's and more. But then for outside of football, uh, I mean, I enjoy just like hanging with my teammates. We play a lot of 2K on the PlayStation. And fun fact is like I enjoy cooking a lot. Like I enjoy really like putting the effort in to like make a good meal, try out new experience, new things. And so that's one thing I definitely like to do is cook a lot.
gotcha. An offensive lineman that likes food? Nah, never seen one of those.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. So uh again, just kind of want to go back to the fact that you're from the Franklin, Nashville area there in Tennessee, most notably known for things like country music. I don't know if you are a fan of such, but I will just kind of come out and ask you, uh do you have a favorite music style or music artist that you kind of tend to lean on, so to speak?
Yeah, so believe it or not, the big old offensive lineman from Nashville, Tennessee, I'm not the biggest country fan. Like I definitely like it. Like growing up in Tennessee, you hear it and then like I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not my favorite. I'm more into rap music. My favorite artists are definitely Young Dolph, No Cap, and Future. So
Okay,
those kind of
okay.
the three heavy hitters for me.
Hey, I had to ask the question since it was there.
I get it
Um,
all the time.
no, it's fine. And what are you actually doing there at Richmond? Have you graduated yet? I mean, what's your academic standing?
So right now I'm finishing my 5th year of undergrad. I'm gonna graduate in December. I'm just finishing up a couple more classes.
Gotcha. And what's your undergrad going to be in?
Rhetoric and communications.
Rhetoric and communications.
Yes, sir.
I don't even know if that word rhetoric ever comes out of my mouth. But yeah, no, I get you. And then anything more about yourself that you want to share? Any of your favorites? Favorite TV show, man. What are you watching these days?
Well, so I'm not watching it anymore. I just finished it up, but I just watched season 6 of Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders is I think that's definitely my favorite show, probably followed by Breaking Bad.
Gotcha. Cool. So some fun shows there,
Mhm.
obviously. So, Joe, appreciate you sharing a little bit about yourself. I mean, it's a little bit of fun. So, as we kind of I don't know, transition a little bit, I want to kind of get back to this whole idea of, you maybe perhaps having that opportunity to play at the next level. I know you have this season to really go out there and shine and show people that you have something to prove. Why don't you go ahead and just take a moment and talk to all those scouts out there that might end up watching this video and tell them why they need to take a chance on you and what you would bring to their program. Go ahead and hit them with that.
Yeah, so I kind of alluded to it before, but big thing is I got a lot of experience. I pride myself on a lot of my football knowledge. I'm also kind of a guy. I went to a smaller high school, again at a smaller school now. Like, I'm not one to just kind of like accept my position and give up or get complacent. I'm always working to better myself, better my craft, even better my team, no matter what my roles has been in the past. Because I've been where I've been on the bench and I wasn't satisfied with that, and I've been where I've starting, and still not even satisfied with that. Just always looking to get better. Um, and I think I'm always ready to help the team. Uh, and pretty versatile guy. I can easily play inside, outside, left, right. Um, Another thing is I'm pretty athletic. I've got pretty good fast feet, and I move pretty well in space, going to block linebackers, corners, whatever it may be.
Cool. One thing that I have seen and kind of discussed with you again is pretty strong physical player. A guy who gets after it in the weight room, does his job there, and then of course goes out onto the field and really solidifies his spot and his position out there. And again, like you said, you've been doing it for a while. I mean, a very experienced guy, so having that under your belt is definitely a plus. And I feel like maybe some scouts really needed to turn on some Richmond Spiders tape and see you guys. Definitely looking forward to it myself this season. At some point, I do plan on seeing you guys. I do wish you best of luck this upcoming year. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All
We'll
right.
make sure to put on a show for you.
All right. Once again, I got for you Joe Moore. He's an offensive lineman at University of Richmond. Definitely check him out this season.
Thank you.